Hello, beautiful people. It's been some time, and I'm so excited to be in front of the camera right now. And this is a first in a long time. I have not been showing up either on YouTube and Instagram. I have been in a bit of like a hermit mode winter season within myself, which is interesting because as I'm recording this, we are in the season of autumn. This is like a couple days, almost a week after Samhain. Or tonight is actually the night of the super full moon in Taurus. And one happy full moon if you're watching this around the time. But I'm just feeling like I'm coming into the spring period. And so it's really interesting to see the dynamic shift. And this could be because I really, really love this time of year, especially I'm just a natural introvert. So the fact that I'm recording this at 5:33 and it's pitch black outside is exciting me in this moment. And it's raining and oh, I love it. So I wanted to just share with you why I haven't been showing up and mainly sharing why I'm more than likely not doing Cosmic Climate. Cosmic Climate as it was is definitely it's done. It's laying to rest. I might revive or have a rebirth to something similar but different, or birth something similar but different, I should say. But as of now, I am no longer doing Cosmic Climate, and I want to share why. But before I share, I just want to mention that I know so many of you have been experiencing what I've been experiencing, and we're not going crazy. It could feel like we're going crazy at times, but we're really not. There has been so much happening, and it feels like I really feel that I'm in two worlds. Primarily, I'm in the new earth. And sometimes I get like a switch of the flip or flip of the switch that I'm in, and I'm in not necessarily the old reality, but I'm in the alternate reality that is kind of crunchy and just edgy and just not my vibe. And most of the time, I feel really, really good, even when I'm feeling the discomfort, because I know there's so much coming forth. Like I can feel all of my, say, wishes, preferences, desires coming to fruition. A lot of big desires have come forth in really magical ways. They presented themselves. And so that has really gave me confidence and inspiration to continue to do the work, honor your natural rhythm, embrace that fear of the unknown, and move with that and see what happens. And so that's honestly why I haven't really been showing up. That's a part of it. That was kind of the lesson that I had to learn in the process. But, the actual reason why I wasn't showing up is because it was just so much happening, so intense. It was hard for me to sit in front of a camera and try to translate that into some sort of, lesson or, just however it was meant to come out. I just didn't have the capability, honestly. And I know that that was divinely timed. That was what was needed at that particular time. And so this goes into why I am not really doing the Cosmic Climate anymore. And that is because I realized that I am in a space right now where it's not that I don't need to know. However, I just want to open it up to whatever is best, right? Whatever is in alignment. And I have my intentions. And at the same time, I know that I don't really know what's best. So I'm like, these are my intentions. These are my goals. This is what I'm seeking right now. This is what I prefer. And if not this, then something better, right? And I leave that up to divine. And so when it comes to following the transits very closely, as I did in the past, I don't know if I fully resonate with that, because I felt like after a certain point, I felt like I felt like it was redundant. And then I also felt that I was boxing myself in. And I have an Aquarius sun. I don't like to box myself in. So that was really a lot for me. And so I had to process that. And there was a major ego death that came with it. And what I found myself to really resonate with is Bashar would always say in many of his videos, many of his sessions, his transmissions, he would say that, like, as far as his I want to say his society, I'm just gonna say his society because I can't think of the right words, right? But his family, his group, his species, whatever you want to call it, basically they live in the moment, right? This is about being in the moment and being in alignment with synchronicity, following synchronicities and signs and so forth, and in the flow of energy and your inspiration. You will always know what you need to know when you need to know it, not a minute sooner, not a minute later, right? So it's always on time, it's divine timing. And I didn't realize that that was what I was experiencing until literally a couple of days ago, which I think was the inspiration to share this, or to create this video, because it clicked. And I was like, oh my goodness, because I felt really weird and bad because I wasn't, I'm an astrologer. I should be talking about these things. I should even personally know what's going on. A friend reached out to me last week and mentioned Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius soon. And I was like, wait, or no, I think they said Mars, but then I checked and I was like, oh, it's Mercury. But nonetheless, which is kind of a big deal for me right now, I was like, oh my gosh, I should know that. Oh, Scorpio season starts. Right. I should definitely know the exact day. And so it's really interesting. I feel that I'm a new person, even though I'm not a new person, right? I have shifted into a new time, or I shouldn't say a new timeline, right? But I've shifted into another timeline. And so my memories are different, or either gone. And the way I show up is different. The way I perceive things is different. The way I engage with people is different. And my desires, my preferences have shifted as well, because it's like, well, I feel like I'm more carefree in some ways. And I'm realizing, how my beliefs have really created specific realities, or how my beliefs really created, certain ways that I was, or what I was feeling about, say, not showing up or not doing this thing. Like, it has to be done this way or I won't reach this goal. And it hasn't, once I kind of let go, it like everything's unfolded, not in always the ways that I desire them to, but very, very, very close. And I've actually been really happy and satisfied and grateful for what I did receive, even though it wasn't this specific thing. And so it gave me more confidence, and it fueled the fire and inspiration to continue to move through life like this. And so I encourage you, if this resonates, if it gets you excited, to maybe try it out for yourself. And I just uploaded a video about Hathor, a translation of Hathor's words expressing, essentially who she is, her own power, or how she shows up. And that is more of, I feel, the kind of content that, and I don't even want to say content, but that is kind of basically how I'm showing up. I'm just going with the flow. And I really am very curious about extraterrestrials. So I'm sure there's going to be some of that here. And I am really very curious about the nature of reality. Of course, I always have been, but I'm leaning more into that, like the metaphysics. I really feel in that connection to sacred geometry and dreams and astral travel, things that I've always been very curious and practice personally, but I never really shared it because astrology was always the front man here, or the front, like it was the front, it was the star. And so I do still offer astrology readings. I love doing one-on-one consultations. I believe it's so beneficial for my clients, and also dream consultations as well, and dream classes. So all of that is the same for now, but I will be showing up with slightly different content. And in the moments that I feel inspired to speak about astrology and the energy, such as today, and, I didn't really touch much on astrology, However, the super full moon, it feels so potent. And I feel even more so, I feel that the Libra new moon that happened 2 weeks ago, right? Roughly 2 weeks ago, that was a major clearing and a door opening to a new chapter, right? A door opening to your own sense of alignment, your own sense of harmony with aspects of yourself, coming into union with your truth, right? With your higher wisdom. So it's been 2 years since we've had a new moon in Libra that wasn't a solar eclipse. So that's a big deal. And Venus was in Libra at that time. So she was very strong. And I felt like she had a very strong desire to bring us balance and healing and union with our truth and our higher wisdom. And Scorpio season has felt like an integration of that. And with this super moon, full moon in Taurus, it feels like we're really just anchoring it in and like feel like grounding in, stapling, hammering in this solid foundation, however it is, whatever it takes to create a foundation, right? We're really anchoring that in. And so I'm really happy to be here, and I've been doing well. I've been going through a lot, but I've been doing just as well. Um, so I'm really happy to share this with you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for not unsubscribing if you're here, and giving me the time and patience to feel things out and experience what was necessary in that hermit phase. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for your support. And yeah, I'll be talking to you in the next video. Take care.